Welcome back. As I mentioned before the break, from Rwanda back to Johannesburg we come, and in Sandton is where we're broadcasting from. This is where Meetings Africa is taking place, and I mean anyone who's anyone, I suppose, in the meetings and conference arena is here. They're showcasing what they have on offer. It is such a lucrative industry to be in, and if you get a crux of that particular pie, I think you can do quite well. So, and that's what people here are saying. So, Meetings Africa really helping to showcase what is on offer on the continent, particularly here in South Africa as well. Well, Gauteng is one of those areas that really wants to not only market itself as an area where business is rife, but it's also one where you can say, listen, come here, do your business and also have some fun. So let's talk about that. What can we do here? Head of Gauteng Convention and Events Bureau, Noni Kubeke, is my guest here. And also joining her is Septi Bukula from Sieza Destination Network. Good to have both of you. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Noni. And of course, to you as well, Septi. Thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. So we talk about Gauteng, and Gauteng is always that place where people sort of, you want to land in Joburg, do your business and get out of here. You know, that's the perception. But through the years, Gauteng tourism has tried to change that. Has it worked? Are you changing people's perceptions?
Yes, we've worked hard to change people's perceptions, especially because people think they can come for business only here. But we've tried to upscale leisure and showcase our attractions that people can do after they've done business at the end of the day. Things like going to Apartheid Museum, Cradle of Humankind, Dinukeng Game Reserve. So there are several things that people can do and not spend a lot of time, because when people come here for business, they only have an hour, they only have a day. Yeah. And in that day, we try and make sure that they get a good experience in our leisure experience besides the business experience that they can get here.
You know, you think of Joburg as this, sprawling city with buildings, and you sit in offices all the time and conference centers, and you don't think that there's anything else to do here. But really, I mean, I live here, and this has been my home province since I was born. So I know if you just travel a couple of kilometers away, it's surreal what you can do here. And I'm so glad that Gauteng, it seems to be working, and that's a great development. I mean, are you finding that people are wanting to spend longer time here now?
We find that people want to spend a longer time. As Gauteng, we've got Gauteng Convention Bureau that bids for events and conferences to come into our destination. So we're not only concentrating on the leisure visitor, but we're also concentrating on the delegate visitor and participants. So we specialize in major events. We also specialize in major conferences. So within the major conferences, we also ask the delegates to bring their families. And once they are here, they can spend a good time dining and doing a lot of things with kids at Gold Reef City. So there are several things together with, there's a Cedar theme park that is new in Tshwane, and there are several things that people can do in this in our destination. Not only in Johannesburg, but we've got Sidibeng, where it's a Val area, and we've got water sports and all that people can do. And then they can go also to Ekurhuleni. There are several things that they can do, bird watching, depending on how you like nature. Indeed. Yes, and in Tshwane there are several things that people can do, including the Freedom Park, the Union Building. We find most people wanting to take a lot of pictures in our Union Building, and we're showcasing the Freedom Park, the Fort Dragon Monument, which is the everyone wants to see the Fort Dragon Monument when they come here. And we've got 21 Central, where people can do several things. And people love neighborhood market. They also love the Maboneng, but not forgetting our townships. I mean, we've got the Chisanyamas of this world in Tembisa, in Soweto, in Katlehong, and several places where people can have fun, not forgetting the Vilakazi Street.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, the list is endless, and I'm so glad we're marketing it that way. So, Sieza Destination Network, talk to me about what it is that you do.
Well, we actually pronounced CZA, Destination Network, which is...
Don't say that now. So no, I got it wrong. And here I was practicing it. So it's CZA.
We call 3 different names, Leanne.
I've gathered.
CZA, Caesar, Cieza, you call it what you like. But actually CZA stands for See South Africa.
Wonderful.
It's a network of SMEs across the country. You hear a lot of talk these days, it's been there for a long time, about the need for inclusion in the tourism economy and indeed right across the economy. And we at the network work with SMEs to foster a greater level of inclusion.
Yeah.
And how we do it, I believe, is slightly different because we do it through collaboration. We believe in the power of collaboration among SMEs. A lot of programs that support SMEs tend to focus on the size of the SME as the problem. We focus on the isolation of the SME as a problem. And we say that, the size is not really where the problem lies. If SMEs of any size learn to collaborate and work together, they can strengthen themselves collectively. They can increase their competitiveness. They can indeed take on the bigger players only if they collaborate. And this is, documented worldwide, that when smaller firms work together, they have a power collectively to do that which they are not able to do individually. Yeah. And that's all we stand for. And we talk to SMEs around the country in tourism. And one thing that we find very interesting is that SMEs actually get it. You don't have to sell them a big story. When you talk about collaboration, they see the economic benefits of collaborating. And they also see, by the way, other benefits that they can, share learnings, they can share experiences. And so that's what CZA Destination Network is really about.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I think the theme this year, also talking about that inclusive economy. So it is all about this. It is about partnerships, about working together, about helping each other out. Because, rather get a portion of the pie than not get anything at all. And that, I think that's the idea behind it all. You've obviously been at Meetings Africa. You guys were telling me you joined at the hip. So you're obviously part of this together and work very much so together. How does this help small businesses?
Well, I think it's a great platform for exposure to the meetings industry. This is the biggest and the best that we have on the continent. Yeah. And I think that, if SMEs want to play in the meetings industry, this is the platform where they ought to be, just as much as if they want to play in the leisure, section of the industry. Africa's Travel Indaba in Durban is the platform to be. So it gives us as SMEs great exposure. We meet a lot of people that we would not have otherwise been able to meet, or it would have taken us a long time on our own to meet them. So we love a platform like this because of the exposure that it gives us and the connections actually that it gives, not just with people who come from outside the country, but equally importantly with people, with players in the industry inside the country, the likes of Gauteng Tourism and other tourism bodies around the country. Yeah. So it's a fantastic platform for us.
It really is. And I think one of the nicest things about the SMMEs and doing business with SMMEs as a tourist is you get to understand the heart of a country. If you're big, you're dealing with big corporates and these global things, which are great, but you kind of are treated like a machine and the robots. But when you deal with those small businesses, you then get to understand and love the people. So you've got to support them, support SMMEs. And I'm glad that you're here this year. Thank you. Thank you to Gauteng. Thank you to the work that you do with SMMEs as well. And we look forward to hearing more from here, Meetings Africa. We'll continue after the news bulletin and we'll bring you many, many more guests. Let's go back to the Johannesburg studio. It is 8 o'clock.